Hey, Bernie Bro here. Very tired. I'm going to go to bed soon. I work graveyard shift, but I figure I'll drop on by and do a video commentary. So, get myself good and relaxed here. Bernie Sanders. I want to just keep it real. And in spite of my being a big time proponent of Bernie Sanders and being a big time supporter for the past, longer than a quarter of a century, uh, Bernie Sanders is not a cult of personality. I mean, it's so devoted to Bernie Sanders. It's not. It's not his charisma. With I've heard some people say anti-charisma, which is meaning that he keeps shit real. He's somebody that broke through the two-party system, but hates to see people talking about. This is why even the Democratic establishment in 2016 and in 2020 did everything they could to shut Bernie Sanders up. They just wish he'd go away. They just wish he stopped talking about that pesky old Medicare for all, or talk about fair trade, or living wage, or some of these issues that affect American workers, and some of the various reforms that he advocate that would shift the Overton window, which is right wing and very corporate ties, and shift the Overton window into a better direction, to that of a Western democracy, a normal country. And because we're the ugly exception to the rule, folks. But suffice to say that it's not that he's a cult of personality, or that we worship him, or what have you. I mean, my goodness. I mean, have you ever talked to a rabid Trump supporter? Or going back to Reagan. I mean, I imagine I'll go some places and I'll say something shitty about Reagan. Um, some people want to start a fight with me. So I mean, just get off of it about Bernie Sanders being a cult of personality. He's not a cult of personality, but he represents a movement and a point of view, and he did it by breaking through the two-party barrier. And I very much doubt that we would be having this conversation had someone not broke through the two-party barrier. Didn't have to necessarily be Bernie Sanders. It could have been, I'll just choose a name. It could have been Greg Payson of the Socialist Party USA in the 1990s, when he was running for area office, or Tino Razzo, or it could have been a U.S. Senate seat. Anybody who can break through the two-party barrier. Um, and even if they're not necessarily winning, I mean, you take Howie Hawkins up in New York State, who runs for various offices, U.S. House, U.S. Senate, governor, and he gets some media coverage, and he gets to talk about the issues that needs to be talked about. And this is why we need independent political action, folks. And I'm not saying people that are fighting the good fight in the Democratic Party um, need to realize that we need to do this shit all on the outside. And that day's going to come, and that day for that Labor Party, that great social democratic party that's been kept away from us all these years, it's going to have to transpire, folks. One of these days, it will. Anyway, I'm Bernie Bro. Feel free to comment, good, bad, or indifferent, and be sure to subscribe. And let's fight for a nonviolent, I know, nonviolent, peaceful revolution. Let's advocate, rather. Um, Peace.